today's session on process of innovation development and technology readiness level, TRL and commercialization of lab technologies and tech transfer. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce our speaker for today, Dr. And ma'am is also holding 3 different patents. One for the cookie mix for special needs, another for the soap preparation using organic waste for animal use to remove body pest like ticks, and a third patent for the process of purification of glycerine. Ma'am is also actively involved in bioenergy and biofuel research, and is the coordinator of BEC STEP as well. And ma'am is also actively involved in entrepreneurship and innovation activities in the department as well as the college level. So I request Bharti ma'am to take over the session.
Thank you, Amrit. Thank you very much. The slides are visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah. Good evening, students and my colleagues. So it's a good opportunity for me to share a few things which I know about this. So that means my earth or our earth, that is Mother Earth. Generally, we call it as a Mother Earth, is in our hand. And also we know that our earth is on ventilation. Today's situation of our earth, my earth, is horrible. We all know it. We all innovators today, who all are here, I can call them as innovators. So we know my earth or our earth is on ventilation. So you know the meaning of ventilation. That means the person, if he goes to ventilation, he may come back if we take care. Otherwise, he may not come back. So we may lose it. This is the situation of our earth. And earth is requesting us, save me. So now it's our duty to join the hands and protect our earth where we live. So it is for ourselves. It is for a human benefit or for the humankind. So let us see, or let us keep this in our mind and start innovating the things which is better for our earth. So innovations, when you do innovations, always we say, whatever you innovate, you think how it will be in environment, in our earth. Okay. So with these few words, let me start my presentation. Before starting, and some terminologies, all of you know that. And once again, I'm just giving you the innovation means what. See, there is one book called, that is by Shiv Khera. On that book, it is written like, who is innovator? Innovator do the things differently. He's not doing different things, but the same thing he do, whatever we do, but the innovator always do the things differently. So innovation is not a different thing, but innovation is doing it differently is the innovation. Okay. So it describes everything from incremental improvements in technology to revolutionary changes that impact society. So always we have to keep it in mind, whatever you do, to define it as an innovation, that should have some improvements in the existing technology and it should have some impact on the society. These two terms we have to remember, and we can analyze whether my work is innovative or not. Okay. The invent term indicates create. Create what? Create new ideas, create new concepts. That is invent, we call. Innovate is matching invention with people's problems to form solutions. That is innovate. Invest is like, we know that commercializing the solutions via business is invest. And we also know that what is entrepreneur means. An entrepreneur is a person, right, who takes risk and starts something new. Of course, today we are not talking about the entrepreneur, but just to differentiate innovator and entrepreneur, I'm just giving you this definition. Innovator is always thinking towards to do better which have a good impact on society. But entrepreneur is who is person who takes risk and start something new to implement the innovations into a business. So entrepreneurship is the process of identifying and starting a new business venture, sourcing and organizing the required resources while taking both the risk and rewards associated with the venture. And there is one more term, students, intrapreneur. So entrepreneur is nothing but it is the skill which is required for every engineering student. So entrepreneur is, now everyone cannot become an entrepreneur, but everyone should be an entrepreneur. That means everyone should have a capacity to innovate the things, because tomorrow you may not start your own, but you may go to the industries where the expectation from the industry is you should have a skills of innovation. That is entrepreneurial skills you should have. That means a manager within a company who promotes innovative product development and marketing is called as an entrepreneur. So always keep this in your mind. Everyone, you may become an entrepreneur or not, but you have to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. There is one more term, creativity. Creativity is the ability to think, come up with a new idea, to design new inventions, to produce works of art, to solve problems in new ways, or develop a new idea based on the original knowledge. And creativity is the ability to novel or unconventional approach. This novel term is always applicable for the innovation also. So when we say innovation, is like it is a ability of the creativity that is a novel. Novel means not existing presently. Then innovation through, we say innovation, it can be creativity, it can be a vision, it can be a growth, it can be inspiration, development, process, idea. Like these are the terms which are connected to the innovation. We know that idea, yeah, innovative idea we say. Creativity, vision, I have a different vision, I have a good vision, I have some big vision, something we call, that is also connected to the innovation. And growth, inspiration, development, process, these are the terms connected to the innovation. So generate ideas and own them, especially the IP should be generated. Now we Indians should go, like we are very creative. Indians are proved that Indians are creative, and especially our students are very creative, but our creativity, we are not identifying it. Okay, so generate the ideas and own them. That is very, very important. You should, when you have a creativity mind where the others may not be having, so you should start making it is yours. You should have, you should own that intellectual property is rights. Okay, and always the students, you should think away from the box is my suggestion for all of you. Okay, then what is innovation? Innovation is nothing but creativity plus commercialization. Innovation, today what a process we are going to learn, what is innovation process. So innovation nothing but creativity plus commercialization. These two terms are important. I said we all are creative, but we are not commercializing it. Then it is incomplete process. So I'm sure our students, our BEC students, our BEC faculty, what we are doing, we are creating something, but we are not thinking about to commercialize it. But that is incomplete process of innovation, we say. So innovation includes creativity plus commercialization. The most promising thing about the innovation process is being able to actualize an idea into a successful concept. I will tell you what is the process of innovation development. There are 4 steps or 4 parts in the process of innovation development, how our innovation can develop into a complete, like ready. So first step is idea and solutions. See, there are different processes they will explain, different terminology also they will use it, but overall you understand what is the process of innovation development. I said our students, what we do our projects, we keep that project here itself, we keep our project on paper, we complete it and we leave it here, and we go, student go for the job. and teacher also we leave that on my table, on our table itself. But how this process of innovation completes? So we have idea. The first step is idea. Always the innovation starts with ideas and its solutions. So now even all of you know that your projects, BEC projects, there is examination reforms have been come out from the AICT, and we are also adopting that. And where when you start your project, you should able to define the idea. What is your ideas? Write down some 10 ideas. Okay. Then probable solutions for each idea. That is what the first task of starting your process of innovation. That is, write down the ideas, different ideas. When you sit in your room, when you sit in your mess, when you sit in your classroom, when you are in the garden, when you are in the city, when you are in the college class. So you may be getting some ideas, or you may be identifying some problems. See, problems will be there, but we should have ability to identify that problem. That problem will be converting into an idea. You will say, oh, I have the idea for this problem. Okay, so what is that idea you have? Write down those ideas. That is the first step. And in front of each solutions, how you are going to solve this problem. So solutions also you write down. That is, it is a person mapping and technology mapping. How you can going to solve this? How you can going to solve this problem? Or what is the solution? Technologically, being a technology students, we always should think that how technology mapping is there. That is the first step. Then second step is, I said, innovation is always innovation is a creativity plus commercialization. So idea is like this first step is a creativity. Then under commercialization, these three steps will come. So because what we do is we give the solution, but we leave it there itself. But how we have to second step, where when we go to the second step, we should think. It may be product. Can I release the product, what I have thought? Can I release into the market? Can I make into a product? Can I make into a company? Can I have a team? So then these feasibility, these 5 things what I have written here, the feasibility, if I convert my product into industry, what will be the feasibility? Is it feasible? Business feasibility, I'm talking about the business feasibility. That means, can I make money? If I develop some, what you call like mobile, you know, the existing mobiles, people are using the mobile, everyone know about this. If you develop a different mobile, can I, this mobile as a product, can I make this mobile into a big industry, means industry where I can produce this mobile, and can it be released into the market? Is it feasible? Because today's rate and the technology, what they are using, or what all the options they have in the mobile, you know it. So if my mobile having what all the options, can I market it? Then can it be a product? Can it be a company? Can it be a team? If I make all these, are they feasible? Feasible means you should think economically feasible as well as commercial, means technologically feasible. Technologically feasible also. Okay. Think, write down about the business feasibility. That is the next step. The last step is business plan. This is the most important and very important. These things we do it. First, no problem. Second, no problem. Third also, yes, you have to do some exercise. But fourth, we stuck up here. Because this commercialization of your product is nothing but business plan. So you should have a plan. Planning, especially how to get the money. So how to ready for the investor's pitch. You have to present your plan, business plan in front of the investors, because you need money to start this, money for this commercialization. So investors should come forward. So you have to pitch in front of them. so that you have to prepare the business plan. That is, there is a good number of templates are also available online, and every day here and there will be webinars on preparation of the business plan. But you should learn, prepare this business plan. And not only this, for the investors purpose, but in-depth planning is required. That means where you are starting, when you are starting, how you will start, how much people you will be having, what is the human resource required, how you organize them, then how you infrastructure you will create. Everything should have a planning there. Okay, so these are the 4 steps for your innovation development. That means innovation is not only just a creativity, but creativity along with completes the process. Okay, so what I said is very simple. Remember, the process of innovation development means, first you remember, innovation nothing but creativity plus commercialization. So always theoretically we say innovation means it is creativity. No, it is incomplete. The process is incomplete. So creativity, yes, plus it should commercialize. Then only we say, yes, the process of innovation is developed. Okay. Under this, what I said, the first step is ideas, the problem identification and getting the solutions for this, and mapping the technologies for your idea, means problem and solutions. Then next, you have to have the market survey, that is in the market, how your product, how you have to reach customer, whether the acceptance will be there or not. Your product or your service will be accepted by the market or not. That compulsory survey you have to do it. That is what second one we call market survey. Okay, that you have to do. Don't outsource it, because you should understand, because it is your creativity. So you should involve, you should come into the market, survey this. So make questionnaires, make exhaustive questionnaires, go to the market, go to the customer and get the feedbacks. Or generally what we do is like we prepare the questionnaire and get that feedback. So analyze that survey, whatever the survey you have done, then come out with analysis. Analysis is very important here. Then the feasibility you have to check. Once if you feel that yes, my product is okay to release into the market, yes, there will be the market acceptance. Then the third step is you have to think about the business feasibility, that is commercialization of your product. So this commercialization of your product is, keep this in the mind. Can I convert into industry? Can I convert into, give it to a company, or can I market it? So how team will work out here? So all these things you have to, feasibility of the team, feasibility of the market, feasibility of the product, feasibility of the company, you should think. Okay. Then last is business plan you have to prepare. So then the process completes, we say. Okay. So in another way, I have written this innovation process is same in 5 steps. Just I am explaining: idea generation, screening, experimentation, commercialization, and implementation. I said the process, yes, this is the real process. What we say, these are the terminologies used for the presentations, or whenever you submit your proposals. So these are the terminologies used. But better than that, what I thought is you can understand this. What is the innovation process? Andre? First is idea generation. Second one is the feasibility study. That is just get the screening of your idea. Then third, you conduct the experiment. Then commercialization, then implementation. The TRL level, we learn this. Okay. That is idea generation. New ideas are created during the idea generation. See, how ideas comes. Idea comes in any time, any idea you may get it, right? I will just share some example with you. So we, as Amrut introduced me, like we have got one patent. One of my students got worked on this. So that is soap. This very simple soap. We had a glycerin, that is biodiesel industrial waste. So this industrial waste, what we did is it was a waste byproduct. 5 rupees per kg. No one is ready to take it. Then we thought glycerin is a crude. Of course, we are not purifying it. If it takes a lot of expense, it will be purification of that glycerin. But with this crude glycerin, there is no poison or any dangerous things, but it is crude. So can we prepare the soap for a cattle? So we made it and we kept it in the exhibition. Like very nicely, we kept it in the exhibition. Then one farmer came and he asked me, Madam, idu soap manusharige danakri anta kelda. He asked me whether this soap is for human or for a cattle anta. Then immediately I got an idea. Yes, of course, when a human, like we are using a soap, Dove, Mysore Sandal, Lifebuoy, such a soap, who will take my soap which is not having any fragrance, any things which can compete with my Dove or Mysore Sandal. That soap generally means, what was our idea is that soap who are not at all using the soap in villages, they will use the soil to rub, to clean their hand. For them, we have developed this soap for 10 rupees. But when that person asked me this question, then immediately it has come in my mind. Yeah, let us develop the soap for cattle. So this is like a new idea has come within that person. When he asked me, then I thought, yes, there is something is required for the cattle anta. So we have value added that soap, and we developed the soap for a cattle that removes the ticks. Because when he asked me, is it for a cattle? Then I realized, yes, cattle also needs the soap. But for what purpose it needs the soap? It needs the soap especially to remove the ticks. That is the problem what the cattle are having. So we have value addition of that soap we did, and we could get that developing the soap for removing the ticks. That means this example, why I said, Andre, so where the idea will generate day and night, idea will generate every time, everywhere, but we have to be alert. You should be observing, you should have that mind. Any problem is there. Every word, every person, when you meet, you think what he is saying, listen to them. If you find any problem there, then the idea will generate there. Okay, so idea generation, new ideas are created during idea generation. Successful idea generation should involve the pressure to compete and the freedom to explore. Always, I say. So idea should involve the pressure to compete. Yes, the pressure to compete in the sense you should be in the competition. If you have a soap, yes, how best soap you can release into the market, how you can compete with the other soaps which are existing. Okay, and freedom to explore the availability resources and all, you can make this. And the mobilization occurs when the idea is moved to a different logical or physical location. That means sorry, the idea is moved from a different logical or physical location. So if you take from here to other place, other platform, then it will be different. Okay, that soap example is the best example what I can give you. Instead of human being, we changed that into for the cattles. Okay, so for instance, one just example, it was there in the net, just I have taken how Apple waited 3 years after MP3 players were introduced to create the iPod, which was attractive, intuitive, and offered capacity for up to 1000 songs. That was how the changes of the location will be there. That is the screening. That is the second step is the screening, advocacy, and screening help to evaluate the feasibility of a business idea with its potential problems and benefits. That's what screening, or we can say surveying also. So you just have a different questionnaire you prepare, put a questions for yourself and give it to your friends, give it to your parents, give it to your relatives, give it to a group. So let you take some real feedback. ನಾನು ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗೈತಿ, ಯಾರು ತಗೋಬಹುದು, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, what they're expecting. Okay, so that screening you have to do it. Hence a decision can be made about an idea's future. Companies looking to develop a culture can establish a few best practices. See, even in the companies also, see, of Of course, we all today, what we are, means all of you are students. Okay, but companies are also starting the new product launching and all. So when you join, there also they expect the same thing should happen from your side. Okay. So one more example is like employees should have plenty of venues to receive advocacy and feedback. Also, of Ola is taking every time feedback, and Google Meet taking a feedback. So that means, are you satisfied with this product or service? So that is very, very important to change or to modify or make better product for the customer. Okay. Third one is experimentation. We say the experimentation stage test the sustainability of the ideas for an organization at a specific time. See, experimentation means sustainability, the word indicates. So always, everywhere, it should be available, it should be feasible, it should reach to everyone. That's what we call sustainability. The experimentation stage test the sustainability of the ideas for an organization at a specific time. See, here organization word indicates it may be a company or the industry. So for that, it at that specific time, whether is it sustainable. See, now can I release the product for immune booster? Yes, today is the requirement. So all food companies have one additional product called as, or additional tag called as a immune booster bread. A very specific time to introduce such innovative products into the market. Those will sustain. They will make money during this period. So all of we know that we have that examples. We understood that. So they are sustainable. At this specific time, what product should be released? Yes, that experiments we have to do it. Experimentation generates new ideas with the information that is gathered on the results and feasibility of the original ideas. Okay. For instance, when Amazon tested its grocery delivery service, in certain places they have introduced first experimental part. After this, now everywhere it is. Okay. Commercialization develops market value for an idea by focusing on its impact. An important part is establishing the specifications of any given idea. That is very, very important. As a customer, we know that how the person expect the things. Before commercializing, the very important part is what are the specifications, are given for your ideas. That you have to think it. Commercialization is a stage that involves the change of focus developments to persuasion. After the idea is clarified and a business plan is developed, it will be ready for diffusion and implementation. So this is diffusion or implementation step. That is how we are going to implement this. Is the company-wide acceptance of an innovative idea, and implementation set up everything needed to develop an innovation. Diffusion and implementation allow the organization to determine the next set of needs for customers. Receiving feedback, indicators for success metrics, and other benchmarks enable the organizations to stimulate the innovation process. So that is just to say that how the process is there. Just you remember this 4 steps of the innovation process. So have any questions regarding this? Otherwise, we'll go to the next part. That is technology readiness level. This is a different, just what we learned till now is, that is process of innovation development. So this is the another part, that is technology readiness level. Always when you write the proposal for funding, they will ask you, what is your TRL? Whether it is TRL 1, TRL 2, TRL 3, TRL 7, like. So it is standardized, that technology readiness level into 9 parts, 9, TRL 1 to TRL 9. And it is also TRL 1, TRL 2. If your stage, your innovation is as a basic technology research, still you are doing some research. Okay, then we say it comes under TRL 1 and TRL 2. And the next step, like idea to POC, we call, no? So if it is just like a basic research, if you are doing, it may fall in this TRL1 and TRL2. And TRL2, TRL3 is like research to prove feasibility. Whatever your research, basic research you are doing, so you are going to prove that. So idea to POC, what we call, that is the second step. Then TRL3 to TRL4, 5, up to here, it is technology development. Once if you prove your concept, then you will start developing the technology. So the basic research on your ideas, then it may come under like TRL1 and TRL2 both comes under this head. See, actually TRL9s are divided into 6 steps, right? So these are the steps. First step, whether it is in TRL1 or TRL2, TRL3 and TRL4, like TRL3, 4, 5 is nothing but technology development. And technology demonstration, once if you develop, you should be able to demonstrate it, how this technology works. That means scale up. So when you do research, we will be doing it in the lab. Then you are going to prove it in the lab scale itself. Then your technology is developed, you see. That is up to TRL5. Then next level, if you go, means you are these steps are like commercializing thinking. Okay. So up to technology development is like a research kind of things. Now you are going to demonstrate your technology. That is up to TRL6. Then system subsystem development. That means once if you are able to demonstrate the technology, you have developed the technology and you are demonstrating also how it works and you have proved this, whatever the technology you have developed. Then now you have to develop a system. That is ecosystem we call. Okay. That means, or the system of industrialization, means industry establishment, human resource, finance, all these steps come into picture. Now technology is proved. This technology commercialization you are going. So that steps comes in like TRL 6, 7, 8. So where you are going to develop the system of commercialization. Then the last step, TRL 8 and 9, indicates launching the product or your service or whatever the innovation you have done it. So these are the 6 steps and we divide them into TRL 1, 2, 3 up to 9. That means technology readiness levels. These are your generally this when you will come across about TRL means when you write a proposal, no? So for funding, they will ask you are in which TRL, you are in which level, whether you are in TRL 1, you are in TRL 2, 3, 6, 7, like this. And there will be some specific proposals. They will call for TRL 3, 4. That means already idea is converted into, means POC is over, proof of concept is ready, then you have proved the technology, you are developing the technology, then for commercialization, some proposals will be there. So there they will mention this call for proposal is from TRL 5 to TRL 9, like this, TRL 7 or 8, like. So that means for the funding will be for commercialization. So there will be some proposals or some call for these proposals where they are still idea level, TRL 1, TRL 2, TRL 3. They still not yet started the research. There is a funding. That means they have ideas, but they are not. Idea to POC, what we call, is the first step of the funding. You have idea, but you are not yet studied it. You are not yet done any research on that. So to start that, there will be some call for the proposal. They will say it is funding is for TRL 1 to TRL 3, TRL 4, like this they will mention. So only we have to understand that what you mean by TRL. These are the sequential steps to complete the process. That means starting from the idea to commercialization, launching into the market. Till that level, these levels are called TRLs. Okay, that is readiness levels. this is the same thing I have written. The first level 1 means it is the basic principles observed and reported. That means the ideas, basic principles you have observed and you have reported in as ideas. Then level 2 indicates potential application validated. Level 3 is proof of concept, which is demonstrated analytically or experimentally. You have proved it. If you proved your idea, if you are able to show something that yes, this idea works on this principle, or this idea works on this formula. So then we say, yes, you have proved your concept. You are able to demonstrate that your concept is correct. So till that time, it will be level 3 only. After that, the component demonstration or validation of your product, we say. That is generally what we call prototype development. That means, see, working in lab is different, working in industrial scale is different. Always we consider in between some prototype will be developed. That means whatever your idea was there, whatever you have worked in the laboratory to prove that concept, you are able to demonstrate that this works on this formula, this works on this concept. If you come in that level or up to that level, you are able to analyze that this is working on this concept. That means you are proved your concept. Then next step is you are validating it. That means you are developing a prototype to demonstrate how that immediately what we will do is, so next step is like scale upping that. The 4th level is like prototype development, working model. This is up to here is lab. Then you are going to make a working model, but miniature. That is prototype you are developing. Then next is that prototype you are validating in the environment, how it exists, or environment here indicates in the market. Then next is system adequacy validation in stimulated environment, where you are going to release it. You are really taking that your product to that environment and you will place that and you will study that. Real. That is the validation. Suppose your car should not be in a lab or in an industry. That should run on the road. You should see, you should record, you should able to validate your car running on the road. What is the things are happening? All these records you should have it. That means really you are taking that to the environment. Then system prototype demonstration in operational environment. That is a final development version, we say, final development, large scale. Then actual system completed and qualified through test and demonstration, the large scale. Then actual system proven in operational environment, that is delivery, ready to market it. So these are the different steps which are in the TRLs, we say. So you have any questions here regarding TRL? Am I audible, right? Slides are visible, right?
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah. So then I'll complete the third part also. That is a very simple way I will tell you how to commercialize our technology which we developed it. So this generally is a good part for our faculties because as a faculty, I am not able to, or I am not interested to commercialize my product. But yeah, now it is a time for all of us. But I am a good researcher, we say. We do a lot of innovations, only half part. But complete process we are not doing, I said. That is commercialization part. And this commercialization part is, see, students, you may start your own. Then you make your own, you may commercialize it. But many of the students, not necessary. You have to have your own company. So this commercialization part, what I am taking now is, one is for a staff is not going to start their own. They are not going to become an entrepreneur. Fine. They don't want to start their startup. Okay. But their innovation can be commercialized by some other. Let us see how we can commercialize it and how we can make money on this technology which we have developed. The lab technologies which we have developed, how to transfer it, what are the procedures, or who will transfer it, how it will be, that I am demonstrating now. And for a student also, students always don't think that innovation, IIC means always student may be thinking, what I thought is the Institution Innovation Council is always working for the startups. No, we are not. Entrepreneurship will not come under IIC. It's a part, of course, but the beginning, Innovation Institute, Innovation Council, it is. Innovation means you can create something, but it should be commercialized, not by you itself. The institute will take care about the commercialization, or there are government agencies are there where they can help you to commercialize your technology. So now what I am going to take is how technology commercialization can be done. I hope it is clear. Commercialization of technology is, I think some of the students may be understanding that, oh, okay, no, not necessary I have to be entrepreneur. No, you need not to be entrepreneur. See, all IIT faculties, what they are doing, they have some, innovations, but they are commercializing through the startups, but they themselves not necessary to commercialize it. And they will transfer the technologies to already existing industries. Then how they will transfer this technology? Generally, every institute, research institutes like us, we are also having a good team, we are developing still. So if a technology is developed by BEC, it may be from a student or a staff. So this technology transfer unit will be there, or cell will be there in every institute, every research institute, which we are also, our sir is also thinking, our principal sir is also thinking to have it. We will start very soon. So now a lot of innovations are happening in the campus by students and staff. So we are going to start this commercialization of the lab technologies and transferring to anybody. So here two things are there. One is we are just developing the technology and transferring to the existing industries. Another one is the student or staff can start their own. They can commercialize by themselves. If they commercialize by themselves, then we call them as entrepreneurs. Otherwise, he will be only an innovator. Okay. So the journey of novel technology from the bench to the market involves multiple steps. We do bench in the sense lab, but it should reach to the market. There is steps are there, whether you are creating unique technologies, developing them for industrial use, or commercializing the resulting products. It's important to understand the life cycle of innovation. So this is the life cycle of innovation. So it starts from here, innovation, the technology transfer process. I'm just explaining the technology transfer, how the technology will be transferred. Okay. That is how it can be transferred, in the sense it is commercialization. It starts from this innovation and next disclosure. So there is a process. What I am explaining, I have next slides also. I will show each one of this. So what I am taking here is technology transfer, not for an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur can do it himself, but I am taking this in the account like we are transferring to somebody. We are not commercializing it. We are not going to become entrepreneur. So that I am taking here. So who does this? Yes, every institute, research institute will be having a technology transfer cell or IP cell. Okay, IP and technology transfer cell. So their team will be there. Just as an innovator, what I have to do is that I am explaining. I have to hand over to the cell. So they will take care about this. See, generally what happens, one example I can tell, patent. For example, patent, we do innovations, but we don't know how to get this IP protection, because only one subject or in one theory subject, that one part or 1 hour, 2 hours, we know about the IPR, what is intellectual property, but we are not practicing it, right? So it is not necessary that we have to see when doctor is there. So we should not have a self-medication, right? So if anything happens to me, I have to go to the doctor. If I want to build a house, I want to construct a house, I have to go to the civilian, means constructor. I should not, it is not necessary that I have to put a plan, I have to start doing all the works. There are people who studied it, who are they are for us only. Okay, they are masters. Or so similarly, technology transfer also, how to do, what to do, we should understand it. But it is very difficult that, suppose, say for example, I have some products. To commercialize this product, either I have to start my own or I have to give it to somebody where they can take it and they can do it. Say for example, we have developed some cookies which have some benefits. So those cookies are also used by very innovative, very healthy cookies we have developed. So that cookies should come into the market. I'm not doing it. Then what I can do? I can approach already cookies, different cookies. Britannia makes the cookies. There are n number of biscuit companies are there. So where I can talk through them, there will be a process where they can take my technology product and they can commercialize it. Okay. So for that, what is the process? That I am going to explain you. Okay. Or the technology which is developed by a student, he can take to the market himself. Then we call him as an entrepreneur. Okay. So I hope it is clear what is technology transfer process is. So the first step is, it starts with the innovation. Then we have to disclose what is the innovation I have done. For example, the soap I have prepared, that soap, what all it contains. I should be able to disclose the things. Okay. That means I should be able to say how it is different, how it is innovative. Okay. That is the second step. I should be able to, namak helak barbekri adu. Enu andre ಏನ್ different, ಏನ್ innovative adi, ಏನ್ novel ಐತಿ. So that I should be able to. That is like next step, that is disclosure. There is, I'll explain you in detail, but just let me go through the cycle, how it will be. Then next, it will be evaluated. Whether is it really, who will be evaluating? The team will be there. See, if any case I am going to file, means I am not going to file my own case. There will be a lawyer who, I will take one lawyer for my case. And I will disclose everything to him. So he will take a decision how to take this to the court. Similarly, technology transfer team will be there. Either it will be in the institute or it is there in the government also. There are vendors like external agencies are there who can also help us to take this to the technology transfer. Government institute also, means government is also having this. Startup India has a team. Our KBITC is having a team. Our CCAM, I know about this CCAM, but like similarly IT related things may be there. So where there is a particular expertise team is there, where they will approach us, and government is also funding for them for this. Okay. So the third step is evaluation. The team will evaluate whether it can commercialize this. Nan ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, it is good. I did it, I got this. So I will be always having some positive things about my innovation, but it will be evaluated by a team. Then whether they will think whether can it be protected, IP protected. If it is IP protected, yes, first they will go for IP protection. Then it will be marketized. Then if it is marketized, then it will be getting the license. Whether this license, who is going to marketize, whether it is industry they are giving or any other person is taking this. So the process comes licensing. Okay. So last is product development and commercialization. Okay. Let me go through one by one. That is, the first step is innovation. I said observations and experiments during research activities often lead to inventions that very accidentally. Always students, they do projects, they do experiments, but generally our students, always I say to my students, when you are in the lab, you should think, why I am adding this, why I am shaking this, why I am heating this. If I don't heat, what happens? There will be a protocol. If in the protocol, if the protocol will be written, no, procedure will be written. Take 2 minutes, add this much ml, heat this, shake this, take the OD and this. So this is the protocol the student will be following while doing the experiments, but even in project also. But always you should think how you should observe it, what is happening here. Anta. Always see students, generally when you start a project, initially you will set some objectives. But at the end, generally you to achieve this objective, you will be doing many more about this your project. Because when you start your experiments, you will understand, you will get many ideas, you will get something different results. So all this observation of the results is very, very important. Very keen observation should be there. Yakidu ishtu bantu, yak hing barlilla, yak hing bantu. So all these observations, you should put yourself questions. Okay, then you will be having some innovative experiments. Okay, so it's important to keep good, reliable laboratory records of your research activities for several reasons. What I am saying is, whoever is doing a project, research, anything in your lab, it may be a faculty or a student, always it is a suggestive that you should have a notebook or a diary with you. So at 2 o'clock, if you have started one experiment, write their time, date, everything, because that climate is also matters. Sometimes that information is also required. Okay, so everything you have to write it. Record book, laboratory record book should have everything in detail. That is very, very important. The first step is like you record, maintain the record. Then remember to contact the technology transfer office before you send or receive any research material outside the university. That is just a clue for you. You should disclose, no? For that purpose, you should remember this. ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಂದ್ರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ result, ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂತು, ಏನ್ refer ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, everything you should have record. Before sharing the results of any research or publishing, it's important to ask the technology transfer office whether the document or disclosure contains any innovation or discovery that could be patented. So you do research many times, but it is not necessary that, of course, it is people are doing like startups and all, they are doing their own. ತಾವೇ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾರ, ತಾವೇ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ, ವೆದರ್ ಇನೋವೇಟಿವ್ ಐತಿ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾರ. They can also do it, but there are people which we can outsource it. ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇರೆದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದ್ರಿ. My suggestion it is. But if you are very dynamic, yes, you can do it your own also. Where the thing is that innovation is, can it be patented or can it be taken any IPR? Anta vichar madri first. That is what innovation first step. That disclosure includes, once if it is patentable or commercializable, andre, then the second step comes into disclosure. That is pre-disclosure and disclosure we divide. The inventor should contact early to discuss the invention, because what happens, many times, just I share my examples only. When visitors come to our step, BC step, we always, we are academician, right? We don't have commercialized things in our mind. So we always tell them every ideas, everything. Then people immediately they go and they adopt it. The live examples are there. So one example I can tell people, just our students, they did some papad with adding moringa leaves and carrot powder and all. They made color papads. As a project, it was there. A very nutritional value-added product we have developed. This I kept it as a demonstration model, and I started explaining everyone. So a person, I will not take his name, her name, in Hubli, she has commercialized it immediately. Okay. Now, when she has commercialized it, even though it is very innovative, but I cannot take a patent on that now at present, right? What I would have done when I got the result that this is a very innovative product, very value-added product, which has these many benefits, then immediately I would have applied the patent. ಆದ್ರೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಾರ್ದೆ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳಲಾರ್ದೆ, ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರೊಬ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ನಂದಾಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲದ, ಅವ್ರು ಕ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈನ್ ಅಂತ. I cannot have any publications regarding that. Before publishing, before saying to somebody, you should just have it filing the patent. multiple researchers often contribute to an invention, and determining inventorship is important because the law specifies that only those who have made independent conceptual contributions to an invention are inventors. See, there will be some contributors for this invention, so only the inventor is having. See, there are two things are there: applicant and inventors. Okay, who applies is different, who invent is different. Okay, they have different what you call like authorities. Inventor is different, applicant is different. Okay, inventor can also assist at this step by doing a thorough prior art search. Especially we use the government website, IP India website also. It is US patent website, it is written here, but IP India patent also we can search. Generally India patent we apply or US patent we apply, but every patent is there in the website. That we have to check it. The inventor will, sorry, I'll finish in just 10 minutes. The inventor will complete and submit an invention disclosure form. There will be a format, forms are there. So that this invention disclosure forms will be there, where it will be signed by the technology transfer office or to whomever we are giving them. We are assigning them, he will sign first. Namdu tagolokinta munche, technology tagolokinta munche, or namu disclosure non-disclosure agreement madkotare. So that is must. Then invention disclosure forms will be there, and which will be received by the technology transfer office or logged and evaluated. Our next evaluation they will do. Once if it is agreement is done, then they will evaluate whether really it can be commercialized. Our study ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು, ಎದ್ರ ಎಲಿಜಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಐತಿ, all those things they will do it. Then the technology is evaluated within input of the inventors. Any necessary patent search are conducted and market research is conducted to confirm the inventor's commercialization potential. The evaluation process will guide the strategy on whether to focus on licensing to an existing company or to help the inventor create a new startup business. Even this team will also guide us whether you can give it to, transfer it to somebody, existing dori kodaboda athwa neeva shuru madboda. See, if you start, what will be they will evaluate how benefit it will be, how commercialization is good. Adunu nimage heltara team ಅವರು. Andre we have to think whether I have to commercialize it, means I have to start my own startup, or I have to give it to somebody. Okay, so that will be evaluated. Then the fourth step comes as a protection. Once if it is evaluated, okay, evaluation includes commercialization agutto illo, whether can I go for commercial, can it be useful when it is commercialized, can it make money when it is commercial. All evaluation will be done by expert team. Okay, that keep it in mind. We are not in a position, I always say my student or my colleagues that we are not able to file everything ourselves, not required also. There are people who are ready to help us, just outsource it. But we should have a minimum knowledge. Just attending webinars will help us to understand the process.